Miles and I have known each other since we were 2 because our parents are best friends. Now I would not say Miles is my best friend. He is a good friend and we do hang out on occasion but see each other on all major holidays because of our parents. We are in our early 20s. The problem started because of a dumb childhood memory. When we were 8, we had a wedding play on School After Care. I played the bride and Miles the groom. It was a play with horrible songs and uncoordinated kids. Our parents made pictures and videos of that. And we each have one picture on our family picture walls. Miles is dating Lindy. They met 3 years ago and started dating last year. Lindy does not like me. So every time we coincide at a celebration, she makes a comment about me being the typical girl best friend. She one time said that I secretly wanted to sleep with Miles. I have no clue where she got that impression from. Miles and I have different friend groups and schedules. Besides the monthly catch-up over food, we didn't really meet that much. Things got worse when Lindy saw the wedding play picture. The comments just got more. She even started DMing me on Instagram saying she knew what game I was playing. I talked to Miles once about this, and he told me to give her time. So his birthday was on Saturday and I was invited. Lindy wrote me saying something along the lines that she was going to supervise me. This was their first birthday as a couple, and I was not allowed to take up his time. I was honestly just fed up. I tried talking to Miles once more, but he said the same thing. So I just skipped out. When the party started I wrote a quick sorry I can't come and told him my mother was going to bring his present. Now he is upset with me for missing his birthday. Lindy is mad that I made it all about myself, and my parents are upset I missed a family function. Ida? Edit, I didn't show anyone the messages because I didn't want to make more out of this than it is. I didn't want to poison anyone against Lindy, especially not if she is a new fixture in Miles' life. That would make both our lives more difficult. I hope that just talking about it might be the more adult thing. My parents are not mad at me or blowing up my phone. A la Reddit fashion. They and Miles' parents were just bummed out that this was the first birthday that I ever missed. As to why she is jealous, I have no idea. Neither of our parents ever wanted us to get together. There were no jokes or anything about it. I think they also never would want that. The wedding play picture is in the living rooms because they love the picture and it was our first play. Update 1. After my post, I talked to Miles. At first, he was kind of mad and thought I had been blowing things out of proportion. Some more details are in my last post. We came to the conclusion of taking more distance while he figures that all out. Mainly because I did not want the added stress of petty drama. Then I talked to my parents and explained to them what was going on. They were really upset by how Lindy treated me. Obviously, they weren't going to get involved, but it was nice to get that off my chest. Then, nothing else happened. Until Tuesday evening. Wednesday was a holiday, so some of my friends took the opportunity to go to an Irish pub to do karaoke. At some point, my best friend and I went to pee and touch up our makeup. Then Lindy and some of her friends walked in and kind of cornered us. It wasn't pretty. They stared loudly talking about man-stealing bitches and how some women were just born to be homewreckers. And imagine being pathetic enough to pretend to be a guy's friend to fuck him and how pick-me's are the worst. They kept kind of edging us physically into the part where the hand dryers were while pretending we were not there. Until my best friend had enough and Dee just pushed through them while pulling me behind her. We were almost at our table when Lindy went right behind me and pulled my hair, so that I fell backward onto like a metallic piece where you were supposed to put your feet on. It hurt so bad that I started to see white. And then a girl next to Lindy poured beer on me. I cannot really tell you what happened, but there was a scuffle, and someone dropped one of those heavy pint glasses on my head. The Lindys were taken away by police and I was taken to the hospital. My parents were furious as were Miles' parents. They both came to the hospital. I was severely concussed, my nose was fractured, and the worst thing is that I have a hairline fracture in my back. I stayed in the hospital till yesterday morning. Miles did try calling me a bunch. According to my parents, they told him not to visit me right now. I did get an official notice saying that apparently there was now a legal case open against Lindy and one other girl for not only assault but also public disturbance in the bar. So now I'll have to deal with all that legally. I finally talked to Miles. And long story short, those of you saying Lindy was isolating him was a sign that an abusive relationship was right. He told me all the things she said to him to make him feel awful. She would freak out about anything in her life and take that out on him. She would scratch him and bite him when she was mad. Our talk ended with both of us crying and apologizing. We will be closer again. At least we can talk about these things more often. He broke up with her and is hiding at my parents' house. Update 2. There has been an official court date set for my process against Lindy. It took 2 months to get and is another 3 months out, but something is something. Our lawyer said that Lindy is probably not going to jail as she is a first-time offender. If she goes to jail it would be no more than 3 months. Most likely she is going to have to pay a fee of 100 days of her untome or something like that. I have let my father deal with this 100% because I have no head for it. There is a second lawsuit going on at the same time as now I am legally chronically ill. The hairline fracture was not a passing thing but developed. I am daily in pain. Not every day is bad, but not a day passes where I am not in at least a 2 on the pain scale. As a result, I have not been able to work. Right now my insurance pays 75% of my former income, and my workplace covers the rest. But I am probably going to get fired. So, my insurance filed a claim against Lindy to pay my lost wages. I am right now not in contact with Miles. I tried to be supportive, but being disabled by his jealous ex-girlfriend made me bitter against him. He was a victim. But now I can't live my life. And I blame him partly for that. I am in therapy to work through all of that and have taken up some new hobbies. I have started to write more and am looking into courses or online classes. Miles' parents have been apologetic and have supported me a lot. His mother had been a saint. She volunteered to drive me everywhere, and I have actually become friends with her. We even went to see Deadpool and Wolverine. She is a Sihu, so we have a lot of time. One of Lindy's friends reached out through my lawyer, offering a testimony against her own friend. She also sent a letter apologizing. To make it short, Lindy had told them I was bullying her and that Miles had once already cheated on her with me. Update 3. Hey everyone. So, here we are again. And yeah, things have moved along, but honestly, I'm just tired. The first court date? It came and went. It was my insurance company versus Lindy, and surprise, surprise, she lost. She's on the hook for most of my lost wages, which is nice, I guess. I didn't have to be there the whole time, which I was grateful for because I've had enough of this mess. As for the criminal case, well, we don't even know if we'll end up going to court for that one. My lawyer is handling it, and I've handed the reins over to my dad because honestly, I've had it. I'm no legal expert, and after that insurance loss, Lindy's in a bad spot. Her legal team is apparently scrambling to do some serious damage control, but at this point, that's not my problem. More of Lindy's friends have crawled out of their hidey holes to give testimony. Turns out this wasn't her first rodeo. Another girl came forward with evidence of Lindy pulling similar stunts back in high school. This poor girl was just sitting next to Lindy's then boyfriend, being a normal human, and Lindy went off the rails, starting rumors and spreading literal breadcrumbs on her table to trigger her celiac disease. Yeah, she's that kind of psycho. No one could prove it at the time, but now, with all these friends popping up, it's all coming to light. And believe me, these girls didn't have some moral epiphany. They're just terrified of getting fired or having anything negative pop up in their records. The receipts are coming out, and it's getting uglier by the day. Now, let's talk about Miles, because that's a whole other dumpster fire. I'm still not speaking to him. Turns out he's known for a while that Lindy was threatening him with bad things if he didn't cut me off and make his parents stop talking to me. And this idiot laughed it off. Thought she meant breaking up with him or something. But no, she was dead serious, even started stalking me and one of his cousins. She made some fake profile and was sending cryptic messages to his cousin. What did Miles do? Talked her down. Yeah, that's it. She kept giving him ultimatums, and he just rolled with it. So, yeah, I'm even angrier at him now. He knew she was unhinged and didn't do a damn thing about it. He let her spiral while I got dragged through the mud. His dad finally got involved and dragged him to the police, where they filed reports about all the crap Lindy pulled. They have evidence now from the stuff with Hi's cousin and even photos from when Lindy got physical with him. So, at least something's happening on that front, but it's too little, too late if you ask me. As for Lindy, well, she's gone radio silent. Except for TikTok, of course. My friends keep sending me her cringy videos, and it's honestly kind of disturbing. She's acting like nothing's happening, like her whole life isn't unraveling. She's got a new boyfriend now, and they're making those awful lip-sync videos together. I think she's living at his place, but who knows? Maybe her parents cut her off. Wouldn't be surprised. Oh, and the guy? Yeah, one of my friends looked him up. Let's just say he fits right into her pattern. As my grandma would say, there's a lid for every pot. On the health front, still nothing good to report. My pain hasn't improved, and I'm now waiting for a surgery appointment, which looks like it'll be early 2025. The pain is radiating to my left hip now, which is just great. I feel like that sad little dog from the Black Cauldron. But, hey, silver lining, I've made friends with a few of the nurses who work with me. One of them braids my hair, which is kind of sweet. I'm also seeing a physiotherapist regularly, mostly for massages at this point. It helps, but some days I feel like I'm just patching myself together with duct tape. The therapist suggested I start doing pool exercises, so now I'm in an aqua aerobics class for seniors. No, there isn't a disability-specific class in my town, and frankly, I didn't feel like looking too hard. The old ladies are a riot, though. Well, except for one who always looks miserable, but honestly, I'm not one to talk. One piece of good news, I finally got approved for a wheelchair. So, at least I can go out with my friends without feeling like my body is falling apart after an hour. I've also been taking a few university courses for fun and playing way too much Fallout. So, there's that. And that's where we are. It's still a mess, but I'm just doing and I can to get through it. Now on to second story. Confronted the doorway blocking lawyer, enlisted my coworkers to identify him, and reported him to building management an hour. There's this guy, 50s, who works at a different company in the same business building as my company who blocks the doorway by leaning against one side and extending his arm out across it, if a woman happens to be arriving at a doorway at the same time as him. Never says anything. Just does this eye contact smile thing for maybe 3 seconds and then allows us to go through. Today it was finally my turn. I got to the main building door right after him, so instead of holding it open so it didn't close in my face like most people do, he just holds it open and stands there with a smug smile. It makes me nervous. I go, can please enter the building? I need to clock in, and he does this whole wow, geez, fine, sorry before stepping aside, still holding the door open for me, so I said stop doing that. We all hated and just went in. As soon as I turned the corner from the lobby, I half ran to the stairwell so I wouldn't have to share the elevator with him. I don't even know what firm he works for. According to my closest coworker, HR won't do anything because he's not an employee. Lil update. A male colleague helped us figure out which company he works for by following him up the elevator coming back from lunch. It's a law office on a higher floor. Another coworker took one of your suggestions and wrote an email to the building's management office. I went to my department manager and carefully asked if this sort of thing were to happen, would I report it to our own HR? And he said it should at least be on record, even if it's hard to prove, which made me give him the fry eyes, IYKYK, but I went back and typed up an email and sent it, CC'd him and BCC'd other women that I have specifically seen or heard them deal with him. If he thought I was being hypothetical, now he knows I was. The colleague who followed him to the law office joked that we should hand draw flyers of him to warn people and put them in the elevators. This is a good idea. I don't know why this didn't occur to anyone. Maybe because it's not certain sure we have the right to do that? It's a law firm and I work in a call center. Should we do an email first? Update 1. Yesterday was a long day for me. I came in early to 1, make up for lost time spent focusing on this BS, and 2, to avoid the Noid. Although someone ran into him in the afternoon and went straight to our manager and said he's still doing it, so as far as yesterday, not much has changed. It's only been a day. Who does he look like? I got this question more than once, so I asked around what celebrity did we think he most resembles, and we all agreed he looks like the jump to conclusions guy from the movie Office Space. It's fucking true. Except he's a lot taller, over 6 feet at least. Thank you so much for all your support and suggestions. I've never been advised about pepper spray so much. I do carry it, but the one time I had to use it got in my eyes too, so it's become more of a last resort tool. I told everyone in the bullpen about whipping out our phones and taking a pic or video, including people who happen to notice from a distance. In the moment I think a lot of us kind of freeze up, I did, so having a plan of action ahead of time really helps. I took one person's suggestion about wearing huge headphones. The theory is that because people who wear those are in their own little world, it's acceptable to show no concern, which makes attention seekers feel less significant. So I wore mine today and got here at my normal time, but no one was hanging around the main entrance. Not sure if that's because the email or not. It's probably too early to hear of any official steps taken. But I did feel kind of young and cool on the light rail. Way more comfy than my AirPods. One person DM'd me the song de Toto, Un Poco from Dirty Dancing, and said next time someone should cue it up on their phone, blast it and start a limbo line, all genders welcome. Several folks asked about what I wrote in the email, so here's a copy paste of it, with identifying details omitted or changed. I'll post another update when more happens, hopefully today. I keep rereading the email and my stomach has been flipping over and over like I'm a kid about to get in huge trouble. I am writing on behalf of myself and several employees at call center company, located on the 3rd floor of our shared building, to inform you about some workplace harassment we have been experiencing. For several weeks now, an employee at your firm has been intentionally intimidating women by interrupting their path of travel to and from our offices by blocking the doorway with his body in order to force an interaction. He will not move aside until some kind of verbal exchange has happened. He only does this with women, as far as we've observed and documented, which makes us inclined to call this sexual harassment. This behavior is of course unacceptable. This individual creates a very uncomfortable work environment, despite being in different organizations on different floors. He will often be the first interaction of the day, as he seems to linger around the main building lobby and entrance in the mornings. He will also do this with the elevator doors by stalling them from closing or blocking access to the button panel. This has been setting a tone that interferes with having a secure working experience. Many of us have made multiple attempts to address the issue with this person directly, including myself, who told him firmly that we do not like it when he does this. We are requesting that your firm take immediate action to investigate and address this issue. This has already been discussed with our department manager and HR department, and they're looking forward to hearing from yours. I have CC'd them on this email, as well as the Blah Blah Plaza building manager. It is fair to assume that with 6 different organizations sharing this same building, our employees are not the only ones experiencing this. Please inform us when call center company can expect to see the results of your investigation and what measures will be taken to ensure that this type of behavior does not happen again in the future. We hope that this issue can be resolved quickly, and that appropriate actions will be taken to ensure that all employees working in blah blah plaza feel safe and respected as we all make our way to and from our offices. Sincerely with gratitude. Okay, I have to get back to work. I will keep updating. Oop, thank you. Rewrote it and pasted about it for a couple hours before I hit send. Ran it by my boss twice. I've never sent an email this serious and professional, legal? This before. Update 2. I've been writing a hi from them and from that email. I've never done anything like that before and I am so appreciative of the support and validation that I did the right thing. Here's how the week has been going. Monday, no one saw the Noid, which is what I've been calling him. I arrived 15 minutes early just in case. I was afraid he would confront me, angry because he'd gotten in trouble. But no, lobby was empty and I was the first person to arrive at the office that day. When I was in the break room at one point, a colleague who sits in the bullpen near me said this is the first time in months I haven't had to deal with him some way or another. Tuesday, still no Noid sightings. I asked around. I haven't even seen his car in the lot. Did he get fired? It was super busy that day and I was pretty much glued to my desk, so I didn't have time to meet with my manager or anything besides shooting him a quick hey, any response? Via Teams before I left for the day. I didn't want to be pushy but really wanted to know. Yesterday, Wednesday, mid-morning a few WOM, and including myself were asked to meet with HR, separately. I learned that the law offices of blank and blank's HR rep emailed a response to my email directly to them and my manager on Monday, without CCing me on it, which made me feel some kind of way, but whatever. The Noid is not an attorney, but a paralegal, and he is on voluntary leave for the week. I asked if the response email could be forwarded to me, but I was told that policy prevents HR from disclosing any disciplinary actions that might have been taken against him. And then I had to write a short statement describing my specific encounter. I hate how in words it doesn't look like a big deal, but I was assured that it is. A bunch of us went out for cocktails after work and I got to hear what others wrote in their statements, like how he sometimes followed them to their cars trying to talk to them, or how he would stand in the elevator doors preventing them from closing until they heard please. Just EU. Today, Thursday, I just got here and still no Noid. We are all dying to know what happened, if he got fired or transferred or what. No one has been told anything except he chose to take some days off. Maybe this is the law office protecting themselves, Ike? The thing I'm the most afraid of is if he comes back, will he be hostile or retaliate in some way, and I'll have to be brave again and report it. I wish we had a spy in their offices. I'm sorry I don't have more for you. It's kind of anticlimactic, I know. I promise if when I get to know what actually happened to him, I will let you all know. Or if he reappears, I will loop y'all in. Edit to add in, I'm getting a frame for that email for my apartment. Oop, wow, I never considered that, thank you. He had big lawyer energy for sure. Now I'm even more relieved he's not. Oop, I know ooh when she said that I was like okay, we're gonna need a round of shots. Oop, this, exactly. We are all dying to know what happened. I think I said in the original post that another coworker emailed the management at the law office, but she wasn't one of the people that joined us for drinks and I don't know if, when she had her HR meeting. I don't want to ask, either, because she's probably just as on edge as I am and who knows how much worse her encounters were. The fact that she was fed up enough to communicate with them directly is heavy. My guess is, and I've been ruminating on this obsessively, between my email and hers, and our other male coworker following him to see where he worked, they must have gotten a pretty good description and was identified. Identity was verified from the info in the emails. He does this to women in his own office and someone in HR immediately knew who we must have been referring to. Maybe even because he's been reported before but with plausible deniability, like how I'm learning all these legal terms? I'm seriously considering going back to school and getting a law degree at 50, how insane is that? No one was identified, but maybe a company-wide reminder went out about reporting sexual harassment. At my job we have to do these video trainings on stuff like this every year or so maybe they had a meeting or a mass email. This isn't the case, but for a couple of days I was really worried that what if maybe the Noid was their HR rep? And was like oh shit and just noped right on out of town. Oop, I did physically describe him in my email, but omitted it in the copy-paste of it here for privacy. I omitted what I thought might be identifying details. The internet is just too savvy.